Hey guys, happy Monday. It's Joe, and this is a Pocket with Joe. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys are all having a great start to your week. We have 3 games on the ice tonight. Not too exciting for these 3 games, but we're going to break them down. We're going to talk about all of them. I'm going to give you my best bets in each and every one. You guys, if you're over on YouTube, please do me a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. On Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Facebook, if you guys could like this as well, I'd love you to do that. So let's go ahead. I want to say hi to everyone who's in here. We've already got a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks, guys. Shout out to Stevie Ray and Ben. Happy Halloween to you too, Ben and Stevie. Let's start off with the first game of the night. Couple things I do want to talk about, though, with these games that we saw on this weekend. Lots of games that I just didn't see them going the right way. The couple things to note. Seth Jones will be out for 3 to 4 weeks from the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, he hurt his thumb in that last game out, the overtime game that they played. Now, he's a defenseman for them. He spent so much time on the ice. He averaged around 25 minutes per game on the ice. This is going to be a struggle for the Chicago Blackhawks defensively without him. So something to take note of going into their next couple of games. Connor Hellebuck for the Winnipeg Jets. He's playing absolutely elite right now. So look out for him. I couldn't believe how strong he came out versus Vegas. If it wasn't for his abilities to stop those shots on goal, Vegas would have absolutely destroyed Winnipeg. He didn't get very much support defensively from his team. He's just absolutely Vezina winner guy. He's absolutely phenomenal. Now, Jacob Markstrom for the Calgary Flames. I blame him each and every second for that loss. A lot of people say it's not his fault. He came out of his net, went behind the net, and tried to deflect the puck, get it moving another way. He saw it going around that rim. At first, I thought he shot it around the rim right to Connor McDavid. He was able to get back in his net, but not set up in time for that goal to go in. I was really disappointed in what I saw out of him with that second goal coming with Edmonton tying up that game. It shifted the complete momentum of that one. So I'm looking for Jacob Markstrom to just stay in his frickin' net. That's my biggest takeaway from the weekend. We had with the Ducks beat the Leafs. Again, you guys, the Toronto Maple Leafs cannot play against these lower graded teams. It's just crazy. I can definitely, Ohio Bob, if you write that comment below this video, not in the chat, I will remember after to drop the link of the website for advanced stats on hockey. It is a great one that I use. So I will drop the link after if you just comment on the video, not just in the chat here, because then I will remember. And a big shout out to big sis Lisa. Hi to you and Joey. Thanks for joining me here today. Okay, let's jump into it. There's a couple stats I'm looking at today, you guys. It fits every single underdog on the card, on the puck line today. Underdogs coming off a win are 64 and 42 on that puck line. No value on the puck line for these dogs today, though. So something to look at. Those underdogs have been covering that puck line. The first game on the board, the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the Detroit Red Wings coming in here as the dog at plus 122 to 130 on that money line. Again, shop those lines over at BetStamp. Use referral code Madden and make sure you always get the best value because, you guys, at the end of the year, it adds up. Now, Detroit is off that big win over the Minnesota Wild. They played phenomenal in that. The Buffalo Sabres rolling in here. We know how strong this team is. We know they can beat any given team on any given night. Minus 146 to minus 150 here on the money line. We got a total of 6.5. Now, Comrie is expected in goal for the Buffalo Sabres. He's got a 3.41 goals against average. This team is doing strong offensively, averaging 3.63 goals per game and 31.5 shots. Now, defensively, they've been playing so solid as well, only allowing 2.75 goals per game, but they are giving up the shots at 34.8. Now, the Detroit Red Wings roll in here. Strong as well offensively, averaging just over 3 goals per game and 30 shots. They are allowing 3 and 33.9 shots on goal. We look at this, and I'm going to butcher saying his name because I do every time. Nanokovic coming in here for the Detroit Red Wings. He's got a 3.96 goals against average. So in this one, I could see Detroit coming out strong. I'm not sure if they can win with Nanokovic in goal, but I do think they roll in with momentum in this first period. I think there is a value on taking them here on the puck line in the first period at minus 0.5 at plus 150. Now, when we look at the Buffalo Sabres, they are off an overtime win. They've lost their last 4 first periods off that overtime win. So I think that it is a great way to take Detroit in this one. Just that first period, you guys. Lots of trends against the Buffalo Sabres here. They've lost their last 7 of 8 games following a home win. They've lost that next one. They haven't covered the puck line as a favorite in the last 16 games, also in this situation. But they are 10-4 in their last 14 games overall. This is a strong team, and 5-2 in their last 7 home games. Now, when we look at these two teams matched up, the road team has had the advantage. It hasn't been home ice, with the road team going 10-4 in the last 14 meetings, and the Red Wings going 4-1 in those last 5 meetings in Buffalo. Now, last season when these two teams came out, the Red Wings won each and every one of them. So I'm looking for the Red Wings to step up in that first period. I do think this is a higher scoring game. I'm going to ride the over 6.5. We've got 2 young, talented teams out here, both off to a great start, both looking to come out nice and hard in this one. So I think we got a higher scoring one. If you're looking for a player prop in this one, a David Perron over 0.5 points and assists is minus 128. I do like his shots on goal more, so we can get him over 2.5 shots at plus 104. In each of his last 4 games, he has had 2 shots on goal in each and every one of those. So he is going to have to step up. He's going to have to get that 3rd shot on goal. But when we look at the Buffalo Sabres, they are allowing 34.8 shots on goal. So I think this is a good one for David Perron to come out nice and strong. Again, you guys, you're watching Pocket with Joe. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're watching on TikTok, it's very hard for me to comment on your comments right now, but when I wrap everything up, I do spend a couple extra minutes with you guys. You guys on YouTube and Twitter, again, and Twitch and Facebook, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Rocco Rogers, you didn't miss anything. I will recap all of these games at the end too. We're moving on to the second game here. We've got the Washington Capitals taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Now the Capitals coming in as the dog in this. This is a team I can't really trust. Hit or miss on any given night. You really don't know what to get out of them. Now the Carolina Hurricanes, I think, are the stronger team in this matchup. We've seen them falter in a couple of games. They had that big loss to the Islanders. They've had a couple of situations where this is a defensive team, and we sat there and shook our heads after it. What the heck has happened? Do I think this happens again in this one? No. Do I feel 100% great about the under 6 in this one? No, because we know that the Carolina Hurricanes have been exposed, but I do think we have to stay with what is the root of this team. It is a strong defense. Now, Frederik Andersen is expected in goal for them. He has a 2.82 goals against average. This team is limiting opponents to 27 shots on goal and 2.88 goals. Now, they are strong offensively, averaging that 3.25 and 36.4 shots. Kemper expected for the Washington Capitals. I really like what I've seen out of Kemper in goal. He's got a 2.48 goals against average. We know Kemper came from the Carolina Hurricanes, or not from the Carolina Hurricanes, from the Colorado Avalanche last season. He's a strong goaltender. He needs that support from his defense, though, and I'm really looking for this defense to step up for the Washington Capitals. They have allowed an average of 32.6 shots on goal. I'm looking for them to play a stronger role and help out the goaltending here. They're only allowing an average of 2.89 goals defensively, though. Now, Washington coming out strong as well offensively at 3.11, but only averaging 28.9 shots on goal. So when we look at what these two teams can do offensively, it's a little worrisome taking it to this under, but I do think we just have two teams whose defenses are going to show up. We also look at the under when both teams are coming in on rest. Now the Hurricanes are strong to that under on 1 day's rest, going 8-2 with their defense really getting back in the groove and leading this team. I also think the Carolina Hurricanes are rolling with some momentum here off their overtime win. We've seen them come in strong off overtime wins, winning their last 7 in the game after an overtime win. So I'm going to take the Carolina Hurricanes here. I don't like them at minus 184 it is for the regular money line. If you take them in regulation, I'm getting them at minus 113. I do like them in that spot. So the Capitals have played strong on 1 day's rest coming in, but I think this is a game where Carolina kind of rights the ship here, looking for them to come out strong at home. We know how hard they are to beat at home. This is a strong home team. Now, Kemper, interesting though. So I'm looking at Carolina to win this. They're going to get the shots on goal. We have Washington allowing 32.6, Carolina averaging 36.4. Kemper's over save shots on goal is 29.5 tonight. I do think he saves over 29.5. He has to save 30 shots. I definitely see Carolina putting up at least 33 shots on him. I doubt if he lets in more than 3. So I'm going to take Kemper save shots on goal over 29.5 in this game as well. Miss Danica, that's a nice name that I have not seen for a long time. Miss Danica, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. Okay, let's look at the next one, you guys. We have the LA Kings taking on the St. Louis Blues. Now, the LA Kings roll in here as a dog at plus 100. This team just got the win over the Leafs this weekend. They're rolling in here hot with momentum. Taking on the St. Louis Blues with Jordan Binnington expected in goal. Now, he has a 2.6 goals against average in his last game out. Poor Binnington. He allowed 6 goals on 24 shots by the Montreal Canadiens. He fell flat on his face. Is Jordan Binnington going to do that again? I don't think so. But I do think the Kings have the upper hand in this one. Getting the Kings plus 100 here when the St. Louis Blues are on a 4-game losing streak. I think there's value. I like Jonathan Quick, who's expected in goal for the LA Kings. I think his numbers really don't represent how strong of a goalie he is. I'm looking for him to come out stronger tonight. His defense really needs to step up. I don't know how many times I said this. Both Cal Peterson and Jonathan Quick have been struggling, but they need to right this ship. So the LA Kings are coming out strong offensively. St. Louis Blues aren't as strong offensively. And but they're stronger defensively than the Kings. But I think this is one where it is a stronger defensive game. I think Jonathan Quick has a stronger night. I'm going to ride the under 6 and the LA Kings here to get the win at plus 100. Now, we can look at Jonathan Quick's save shots on goal. He's coming in at 25.5 at minus 112 to that over. And I do like it. We look at the St. Louis Blues, and while they're not putting up numbers into the 30s, they're putting up 29 shots on goal on average. We look at the LA Kings, and this defense is allowing their goaltending to get fired away with shots. They're allowing 31.1. I do think Jonathan Quick has one of those fantastic nights and outperforms Jordan Binnington in this. While I do think Jordan Binnington has a bounce back game, I think he's in a little bit of a lull right now, and we'll see him bounce back after. The Blues also have struggled on on 1 day's rest, going 0-4 in their last 4 games, playing on 1 day's rest. We've seen the Kings struggle as well, playing on 1 day's rest, going 2-6 in the last 8 games. But I'm looking at the team who I have a little bit more faith in. The Kings have won each of their last 3 games as underdogs against opponents on a losing streaks. We know the St. Louis Blues come in here losing their last 4 games. So it is a hard one here. But I think the Kings can pull it off in a lower scoring game. Okay, guys, that's all the games today. It feels weird only having 3 when we've talked so many all weekend. Let's do a recap, then let's do the long shot or the best bet parlay. We're just going to change it to a best bet parlay. It's the one bet in each game that I like the best. So let's get to it, you guys. I want to thank you again for being here on Puck It with Joe. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And it helps us make some money. The Detroit Red Wings and the Buffalo Sabres. The best bet in this is the over 6.5, especially now with Nadanovic expected in goal for the Red Wings. The second best bet, I love the Red Wings in the first period. At plus 150 on that puck line. I also like David Perron over 0.5 points and assists, but his shots on goal over 2.5 at plus 104. The Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes. I love the under 6 here. Don't love it. I like the under 6. I love Carolina in regulation. Kemper over 29.5 save shots on goal. The LA Kings and the St. Louis Blues. I like the under 6 and the LA Kings here straight up on the money line. Jonathan Quick over 25.5 save shots on goal. So for the best parlay, this is what I put together for you guys. The Detroit Red Wings in the first period. I'm getting that at plus 210 on my book. Again, shop your lines over at BetStamp. Use referral code Madden. The Carolina Hurricanes in regulation, I'm getting that at minus 113. And the LA Kings and the St. Louis Blues, the under 6, I'm getting at minus 121. So $10 on this parlay pays out $106.07. You guys, thanks for joining me for Puck It with Joe. Appreciate you guys. It's nice to see some old familiar faces here. Not that you're old, Miss Danica, but I haven't seen your name floating around for a while. So you guys have a great day. Keep smiling and let's make some freaking money. I'll be back here tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. Make sure you look at the timestamps below if you're looking for that recap and that long shot parlay if you're just jumping in now. Bye, guys.